everyone, this is Sam Create the Heart, and I am back with a little make. So today we're going to be making cards, 3 cards, using the Scattered Blooms cutting plate. So this is a product from Taylor Expressions. It was a kit, so it hasn't been released into their regular line just yet, but keep an eye out on it. This is a really great one because who doesn't need a bunch of flowers at one time? So basically you use the layering stencil to stencil all these different colors, and then there's a stencil, and then you use this Scattered Blooms die to cut them all out. And then when you cut it all out, it also embosses the flowers and the leaves. So it's a great one. So anyway, the other thing I'm using is this one from Sunny Studios. It's Big Bunny. So I've been wanting this one for so long. I ended up getting it, and I absolutely adore it. It's amazing. So I love it. So we're going to be making a couple of cards today, and I am using, I stenciled and cut once, and these blooms I'm going to be using for 3 different cards. So I've got my Barely Arts glue. I've already kind of laid out sort of my flowers, kind of where I would like them to go. And I'm going to go ahead and do this part first. So this is like some scrap from a virtual retreat that I did with Lala and Crafts. So this was just kind of sitting on my desk. My black piece of paper was also kind of a scrap piece. And this is the scrap piece right here, I think is 4 by 5 1/4. And what I discovered with this particular die is that it really needs a shim. So I struggled to get it to cut cleanly through for me, and I think it's really because it needs a shim. So I had read online that people were saying the same thing, so it wasn't just me. And so I've really, I don't know if I'm the only one who does this, but sometimes I, like with classes and just crafting, sometimes I have lots of leftover pieces. And so I have a whole plastic bin, small little bin of pieces that I've cut and I haven't used. And I know that is like a goal by the end of summer, is to make some cards or projects using these leftover pieces that I have, because it just doesn't make sense to not do that. Okay, so now we have this piece. Okay, so here's this piece, and then I've got the bunny that I've colored with my Copics. I added the bow tie. I added a little letter piece. I think I'm going to do it like this. So now I've got some, let's see here, I've got some foam tape. And this is my Altenew foam tape. It's my favorite. It's not a real tall foam tape, so keep that in mind. Because if you want to use it for shakers, you would have to double up on it because it's not real tall. It's kind of a low profile, which is why I like it. It also cuts super easy, and the lining paper comes off usually super easy. So I like that as well. It's just really a convenient thing, and it comes in this giant rolls, and I got mine 40% off, and I have a couple backups too. And so I'm going to put that there, and then I have greetings, and so I think I'm going to also put that one up on a little bit of foam as well. I think. This is a little bit of a harder, just kind of like that. And so I do have the dies that go with it. I recommend it because it does make like these little spaces to put things. And then this is just going to go right on here for a simple little card. And okay, so there is card number 1. So on to card number 2. So this is the second card. Third card, I'm not actually using the blooms. So again, I'm actually using like various scraps that have been on my desk. So I use this yellow paper to cut out a couple of suns for a project I was working on, I think for the La La Land virtual retreat I was doing. And then I have this paper, which I think it's Lawn Fawn. Like when you buy stuff from Lawn Fawn, they give you some paper usually. So it might be from there, but it's just kind of like this loose paper that I had. Okay. Now I've got my bunny, which I'm going to put kind of like that. So I've got this sending greetings, but I think it might be like that. So I think this flat. And this is a really simple color. I mean, you could just do it like I did, which is just not a lot of color. This other one has a little bit more color. And so this I've got on foam, and I used this press and seal to hold all my flowers together. And I'll put that on foam. And some of the pieces I need to glue down. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. The ones that are like on top need to be glued. Oops, this is another one that needs to be glued. But using the press and seal is a really good way of kind of designing up your a project that like this one with all the loose leaves. Make sure that everything is sort of attached. Okay, and there we go. So I love that. So this one, I think I'm going to do a little bit of foam on that one. And I just love the fact that, you know, I was kind of able to make all of these cards look a little bit different. Now I could just put this right over, which I think is what I'm going to do. And so the die, I think it only cuts the greetings. I don't think it cuts all the sentiments, which is totally fine because these are easy to make square. So here is this, and then now I'm going to put this on the card. So I just really love the bunny. I think I have the big bear too. I have no idea what they could do next for these big animals. But I really, really like them. Okay, so here's card number 2. And now we're on to this one. This one is a super, super easy one. And I actually have this, let me find my, okay, so this one's super easy. We're just gonna, this was a leftover piece from Paintbrush Studio, I think. Now, I think I meant to cut like a thank you or stamp a thank you, but I did not do it. So this sentiment will sound a little bit incomplete. It just says heartfelt. So I could cut out another like greetings, or I could do a like a greetings or a thank you maybe. So I haven't decided. So this one will be a tiny bit incomplete. I'll finish it, you know, with a different sentiment. And that. Okay. And then we'll go over the beautiful cards. And I like how they all look just a little bit different. Now this one I colored with my Copics. I think I used some E-colors just to do a brown. And that's going to go right on here. So, you know, save, I'm sure you do, you're a crafter, but save all of your little pieces of things that you cut and you decide, change your mind on, and things that you maybe just color for fun, because you can find ways to use them in your cards, or when you need to make a quick card, you'll be so glad that you have some things colored or ready to go. I have this piece. Okay, so let's, I'm going to put a little bit more glue under here. So let's talk about the 3 cards that we made. So this one right here. And then we have this card. And this one right here. Thank you so much for watching. This is Cindy Create the Heart.